talk about leasing versus buying a Tesla Model 3. Which one makes the most sense? The real numbers, real fees, and one big thing that I really feel like a lot of people aren't really discussing, and that's going to be depreciation of these vehicles. So you might be wondering right now, and today we're going to talk mostly about the Model 3, and of course you can try and apply some of these numbers to Model Y, but of course Model 3 is the best case because it's the lowest monthly payment, and on top of that, it's also 0% interest financing. And I feel like a lot of people are interested in the Model 3 when compared to like SX and even Cybertruck as well. And so to recap of the deals, there is the rear-wheel drive, which is the cheapest, most inexpensive Tesla that you can get right now. And on top of that, it's also like I would say arguably the most in-demand Tesla. A lot of you have messaged me where I see the comments. People are waiting like 1 to 2, 3 to 5 weeks even for delivery of a Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So take that in mind. Like if you're going to be placing an order right now on a Model 3, your wait time could be a little bit out depending on what location and area you are in. But the one thing is for sure, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description so you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. And so the question here is, should you lease it or should you buy it? Because when you lease a Tesla Model 3, it can be as low as $349 with zero down for a 24-month lease. Whereas if you finance it, 4 grand down, 0% interest over 60 months. And so both are arguably good decisions, or not good decisions, good offers in terms of financing. But one big thing you have to be aware about is when you're doing the calculations, it's not only about like how much monthly you'll pay and the lowest monthly payment, even though that is probably a goal of a lot of you, but the biggest thing is depreciation and how you can de-risk with depreciation. Because if you take a look at the numbers, like financing makes sense, right? You buy the vehicle for a certain price, you put amount of money down, you finance it, and like for Tesla's example, you've got $540 as a monthly payment. And so if you pay that off in 5 years, 60 months, then you will own and might be in an equity position for the Tesla Model 3. But so there's a lot of pros and cons with leasing. And yesterday we kind of talked about a lot of this, but really the point I wanted to stress with this is that when you lease a vehicle, there is a set amount of loss that you're taking. So for instance, when you lease it in this one, you're paying $9,000 over 2 years, and that is your cost. But if you buy a Model 3 for $34,000, $35,000 plus taxes and fees and everything, you're on the hook for the full amount of that. So in this example, where you pay the monthly payments of around $500, you'll have paid off around $16,000, $17,000, and your balance owed, give or take, will be around $22,000 after a 2-year period. Now, of course, most people do own their vehicles 3, 4, 5 years, and so the name of the game is if the longer you keep the vehicle, like 5 to 10 years, the least amount of money you're going to lose monthly. And so that of course is the goal, to keep cars 10 years, but the average I want to say for owning a vehicle is like 3 to 4 years, and it keeps getting lower and lower. And especially as Tesla does these 2-year leases, I mean that really brings down the ownership cycle of a Tesla vehicle. But the big thing here is like if you buy a Tesla Model 3 for $35,000, and all vehicles, Teslas included, are going to depreciate the most in that first year or second year. And so in this hypothetical example, you'll still owe about $22,000 at that 2-year mark. And if we take a look at some Model 3s and Model Ys that are out there right now, you can see like they could be worse depending on mileage and everything. It may be even less, maybe about the same. This is retail pricing, so the wholesale price would even be a lot lower as well. And so the question is, do you want to take on that risk yourself? And this is considering like clean vehicle with no accidents, damages, scratches. I mean, a lot of these should be retail ready and up to a certain level of condition. But, knock on wood, if one of these vehicles that you bought got into an accident, that's pretty common, knock on wood, that has a bad Carfax with body repair, that could also devalue the vehicle as well. And so leasing is a little bit of a nice protection that you just give it back to Tesla and it's their problem at the end of it. And the biggest thing with this is that this math is just considering just like the retail prices of it. It's not considering taxes, fees, or anything like that. And so I just wanted to kind of show this video and talk about like a different way at looking at like the monthly costs, or specifically the monthly depreciation between leasing and financing. Of course, there's big pros and cons between the two of them, but really at the end of the day, if you're someone that switches your iPhone every single year and you love the greatest technology and you'd want to pay the least amount, then leasing is your way to go. If you're someone that owns your vehicle, the Toyota Camry, the BMW 3 Series, or the Lexus ES, like all the way for 10 years, then maybe the Model 3 is going to be like a better purchase if you finance it and own it all the way, especially right now because it is 0% down at the end of the day. I mean, warranty and everything goes all the way to the end as well. And so you're certainly going to be in a good situation. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. And of course, there's plenty of incentives out there that can try and get that lower lease payment down with monthly payments and everything, just like the America's Everyday Heroes incentive that just came out as well. And so certainly don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description, so you can get that 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. In other interesting news that we're spotting right now, it looks like someone tinted the front light bar of the Model Y. Very interesting look here to smoke out the mirrors, or smoke out the windows, and also the top. And on top of that, the light bar. Very, very cool to see with that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too.